something something personal leave for health reasons. I'm not saying that. No. And to be completely honest, it's my show, and I'll say whatever the fork I want. We're live? Oh. Good afternoon. I'm Marielle, and welcome back to some long overdue good news. I was placed on a bit of an involuntary leave due to some disagreements with the Forkable shareholders, but I'm happy to be back now with better news than ever. So without further ado, let's get right into today's good vegan news. Welcome back to Studio 1F. First up, Jell-O introduces first vegan option. Jell-O announced that it is boldly stepping into the plant-based space with new oat milk chocolate pudding. I don't know about you, but the internal dialogue in my head when I found out that Jell-O was introducing a vegan option and then that vegan option was pudding sounded a little something like this. Womp womp. Like, come on, oat milk pudding? We've been having that for years. Wow, how brave of them. Like, Jell-O, how about a little innovation? If it wasn't already abundantly clear, contrary to what the article says, I don't think there's anything bold about this. I'm not sure how prevalent Jell-O is in other countries. It's certainly decidedly a very American thing, so a quick rundown for those who are unfamiliar. And I feel like we need the fork for this. Jell-O was first invented toward the end of the 19th century, a dessert created by adding flavoring to gelatin, which, as we know, comes from boiled animal parts. While it was primarily eaten as a dessert, in the 1930s, horrifyingly, it started being used to make congealed salads, aka Jell-O salads, which I have to say is one of the most bizarre food inventions in American history. And we're talking about the country that invented Spam, Scrapple, and Cheese Whiz. I grew up eating Jell-O in a way that I'm sure many of us did, which was where you mixed the powder with water, poured it into a sheet pan to set, and then cut shapes out of it with cookie cutters. And vegan food is unnatural? When looking at the Jell-O Wikipedia page, a memory was unlocked of these being called jigglers. I was actually rather looking forward to researching old Jigglers commercials for nostalgia reasons, but nothing could have prepared me for this jiggly jump scare.
Jigglers, they're a handful of fun. Hey, put that back.
I gotta be honest, Jell-O was never super appealing to me past the age of, let's say, 5. Well, let's be honest, there was a gap between ages 5 and 21 when I discovered Jell-O shots in college, and then another gap from 21 to now. The whole concept of Jell-O is rather horrifying. Yeah, let's use an ingredient extracted from boiling the skin, bones, and connective tissues of cows, pigs, chicken, and fish to make wacky, colorful, jiggly shapes for children to ooh and ah at. So it's not that I miss it, it's that if they're gonna innovate, innovate. Like, seriously, let's be honest for a second. You guys haven't really innovated in a major way in, 128 years, when a cough syrup manufacturer's wife randomly discovered it. The new oat milk option is rolling out nationwide. The company described it as a monumental moment that marks the first time Kraft Heinz has both entered the plant-based desserts category and launched an oat milk-based product. But the company says it's not just following dietary trends, it's helping parents who have kids with allergies. Well, that is nice that they're trying to help parents who have kids with allergies. I assume that's the primary reason for this rollout, right? Right? As families look for dessert offerings that fit evolving dietary needs, the multi-billion-dollar plant-based desserts category is seeing double-digit growth. Well, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that Jell-O wants a slice of the plant-based pie, or rather a scoop of the Jell-O salad. Making the world a better place, helping kids, making billions of dollars. I'm sure they're equally weighted. Yeah, I'm sure. There is some good stuff here, the availability, the accessibility, great. It's just that when I read Jell-O was coming out with a plant-based product, this isn't exactly what I imagined. From one plant-based product to another, TiNDLE's plant-based chicken launches at hundreds of new US stores. TiNDLE Foods, or should I say TiNDLE Foods, just announced its largest US retail expansion so far, with the launch of its plant-based chicken products at 500 new grocery stores across the country. The expansion brings TiNDLE's total number of grocery stockists to more than 1,300. The products are also available at certain UK retailers. I've been aware of TiNDLE for years, initially because I had a friend who worked for them, and I've been wanting to try it for years, but for the longest time it was only available on certain restaurant menus. I'm a bit cautious because between Gardein Ultimate and Beyond Chicken Tenders, I haven't been super happy with the direction of plant-based chicken alternatives lately. But that's just me. And I would certainly still like to try TiNDLE. In a time when plant-based meat sales have been down compared to a few years ago, it's exciting to see such huge expansion for a company like TiNDLE. And some of the products look really unique and interesting, like the Parmigiana stuffed chicken. I'd like to send that to the server who told me Parmigiana isn't vegan. I'm like, when it says vegan though, and then it says Parmigiano Reggiano, like, is that vegan? He's like, no, that's not vegan. Parmigiano Reggiano, it's not vegan. Let me know if you've tried TiNDLE, what you thought of it, and let's move on to our next story. How to order vegan options at iHOP in 2025. I had to do a quadruple take on this one because vegan options? iHOP? I simply don't believe it. If you had asked me what the vegan options at iHOP were, I would have said, water? Salt and pepper? For anyone who isn't familiar, iHOP stands for International House of Pancakes and is a pretty standard American breakfast chain, aka the menu consists of utter garbage. So I was really curious to see what this vegan breakfast would look like. You'll be pleased to know that iHOP has some vegan options to build a breakfast. The common vegan joy of having to build your own meal. At this point, we should all have our contractor licenses for how many times we've had to construct our own meals over the years. God forbid we go out to eat at a non-vegan restaurant without wearing our hard hats and becoming Bob the Builder. Now, unfortunately, my instincts were correct that this headline was a bit too good to be true. iHOP still doesn't have any meaningful breakfast options unless you consider dry toast, fruit, and potatoes to be a meaningful option. Oh, there's also the broccoli that you have to make sure to order without the garlic butter, and the salad that you have to make sure to order without the dressing. Dry toast and salad. As vegans, we love dry food! At least that's what every restaurant seems to think. Now, to be fair, there is also Impossible Sausage, which actually does feel like a win, and I can already hear the click-clacking of the comments saying I do consider that to be a full meal. And look, I get it, I eat toast for breakfast every morning, so I'm not saying this can't be a decently adequate meal. But when you're out to eat at a place that is known for their robust, hot, filling, moist options like New York cheesecake pancakes, breakfast tacos, and biscuit sandwiches, I don't consider a side of dry toast, hash browns, and fruit to be an adequate alternative. And the point is, it isn't even an option. It's not even like they could be bothered to put all that together on the menu in print and call it Vegan's Delight or some shit. But nevertheless, this is a helpful article because, as we know, restaurants are notorious for making things that by all means seem they should be vegan, not vegan at all. So I do appreciate this article. Thank you, Ryan, for putting it together for us. Like Alyssa Liu stepping off the ice a few weeks ago after her shock victory skate at the World Figure Skating Championships, this next headline had me saying, what the hell? I did it. I finally shoehorned figure skating into good vegan news. I think I can finally hang up the fork. No, I can't. We've got more news to cover. Iceland launches vegan TGI Fridays cheeseburgers and chicken strips. For those who don't know, TGI Fridays is an American-based chain that's an acronymic play on the phrase, "Thank God it's Friday." I grew up going to TGI Fridays. Their potato skins were one of the flavors of my childhood. Fun fact, I used to think they were only open on Fridays. One of those kid beliefs where you grow up and you go, oh, that was really dumb. In my defense though, I swear we would only go on Fridays. So maybe it was actually my parents who believed that. Ask me the last time I went to a TGI Fridays and I couldn't tell you. Because while, according to Veg News, they have flirted with vegan options on many occasions, the US options remain slim and are limited to chips and salsa, a house side salad, a Cobb salad modified to within an inch of its life, a dry Beyond Burger, pasta with marinara sauce. Because of all this, you can imagine my shock when seeing this headline. Iceland and TGI Fridays have launched 2 vegan fakeaway style frozen meals, including a new melting cheeseburger and returning favorite glazed no-chick chicken strips. Is fakeaway a foreign term? I've never heard it before, but I kinda like it. I think I'll add it to the Forkipedia. The British supermarket chain and American-style restaurant produce an entire range of frozen co-branded meals. The Iceland x TGI Fridays line now includes these 2 latest plant-based additions and is available at most Iceland and Food Warehouse stores nationwide. Am I the only one who thought this story took place in the country of Iceland before realizing it's about a UK supermarket chain called Iceland? Maybe I still am kind of dumb. I was like, damn, Iceland, you're really showing us up. I guess it's a little less surprising that it's happening in the UK. This story falls in the repetitive good vegan news category of decidedly not vegan-friendly American chain randomly decides to be super vegan-friendly in other countries. See McDonald's, see Krispy Kreme, see Pizza Hut. Do I really need to keep going? I could. See Burger King, see Subway, see KFC. Okay, now I think you get it. So I guess I shouldn't have been too surprised because while at a TGI Fridays in the US, you'll be treated to a dry burger, which is great because we love dry food. In the UK, you'll be treated to a watermelon steak entree complete with avocado sauce. Okay, so just confirming, they do know what sauce is. Got it. Meatless Frank's Red Hot strips, Meatless Fridays sesame strips, plant-based loaded fries, a vegan burger, and plant-based cheese and bacon potato skins. I'm not kidding you when I tell you my jaw was on the floor when I first read that last one. Like, what? My beloved childhood potato skins are actually veganized in the UK? Like, I know I shouldn't be surprised, but and I'm proud to be an American. It's actually so sad I'm actually starting to tear up. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, America. I could only find this poorly lit photo of them. No shade, thank you so much to the person who uploaded the photo to Happy Cow. But look at them, they look so good! Speaking of fast food, we've really got a theme going here today. Those who have been watching Good Vegan News for a while know that there tend to be certain recurring story formats. One is XYZ company unlocking the secret ingredient to the stretchiest, meltiest vegan cheese ever. And another is vegan fast food chain that's apparently rapidly expanding, even though I can't seem to locate one within 500 miles of me to save my life. File this next story in that category. Mr. Charlie's rapidly inches its way as the #1 vegan quick service brand in the US through the leadership of David Subotic. It's always rapid, this expansion. Also, can someone tell me why I found this article in Fashion Week Daily? Can't seem to figure that one out. It's random, but we'll take it. Mr. Charlie's is a relatively new vegan fast food concept that quickly gained virality due to its branding's undeniable similarity to another certain fast food chain. Okay, it's blatantly a parody of McDonald's. Instead of Happy Meals, there's Mr. Frowny Meals. Instead of McFlurries, there's Mr. Fluffheads, etc. The branding is so spot on that it honestly feels like the type of place that would be all fluff, no pun intended, and little substance. But the food is apparently really good. I've heard great things, and my McDonald's loving friend even went and gave it rave reviews. Mr. Charlie's continues to expand across major US markets with the objective of becoming the country's leading vegan, very tasty chain. There are stores in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Sydney, and New York and Atlanta on its way. The vision of its founders, Taylor and Aaron David, has helped drive its rapid growth by carving out a distinct position in the market. Mr. Charlie's uses humor to subvert traditional fast food marketing gimmickry, which is not a word I hear very often, but is sort of delightful. I'll also be adding that to the Forkipedia. Rejecting the corporate tone in favor of parody and satire. While its menu is entirely plant-based, Mr. Charlie's avoids ethical or nutritional narratives. Instead, it focuses on flavor and repeat appeal, ensuring its offerings stand on their own. Rather than moral positioning, Mr. Charlie's presents its food as crave-worthy and familiar, allowing it to grow rapidly as a consumer-driven brand rather than a dietary movement. I am excited about the potential here, but because I've I've gotten so excited in the past only to be let down, I'm going to approach this one with cautious optimism. Could Mr. Charlie's be a major disruptor in the fast food industry? I hope so, but we'll just have to wait and see. From fast food to healthy hospital food, hundreds more US hospitals to get plant-based meals by 2026. This has been another recurring story format on Good Vegan News, the New York City hospitals adding vegan options, and this is just more good news on that front. An additional 200 US hospitals will offer menus emphasizing plant-based foods by the end of the year. Nonprofit Greener by Default announced the expansion of its existing partnership with food services company Sodexo earlier this week, which already includes 131 hospitals. The total number of hospitals with plant-forward menus will reach around 400 by 2026. The plant-forward menus preserve freedom of choice for patients, but positive plant-based meals are the default option for at least one meal per day. Dishes include Cajun pastilla, Southwest potato breakfast bowl, and balsamic stuffed portobello. GBD and Sodexo first rolled out the program with 11 New York City Health Plus hospitals in 2022. GBD described the program so far as a remarkable success, and noted that more than half of all eligible patients opt for plant-based meals. This is beyond good news, because hospital food is known for being pretty terrible to begin with, and when you add the vegan element on top of that, you could end up with something like this. Or you could end up with something like this. Or this. Not to mention the absolutely ridiculous practice of serving patients that may already be dealing with health issues foods that are less than healthy. So encouraging healthier eating during recovery is obviously a good thing. And I like the vegan as the default option approach. The patient can always request to change it, but it seems their likelihood of doing that is pretty low. A report from 2024 found that patient satisfaction with the default plant-based meals in all New York City hospitals is at more than 90%. Such an approach helps to promote overall health and can mitigate the risk of common chronic illnesses like heart disease, as well as saving money and cutting carbon emissions. This is a good vegan news story I'm happy to keep seeing. And this next story is barely comprehensible to my American brain. Nijmegen, which I believe I'm pronouncing correctly, unless Google pronunciation has steered me wrong, becomes third Dutch city to ban meat ads. The city of Nijmegen has banned adverts for meat products and fossil fuels in public spaces such as train stations and bus stops, becoming the third Dutch city to do so. The move comes as part of its endorsement of the Plant-Based Treaty. The treaty has also been signed by the capital city of Amsterdam along 35 others across the world. As I said, this isn't something that my American brain can really even fathom, especially when I just forked over my hard-earned money to the government so that they can use some of it to promote animal agriculture. So it's very difficult for me to imagine a government agreeing to ban meat ads. The move from Nijmegen is also being honored in culinary form. The Nima sandwich sandwich is to be introduced by the city using vegan ingredients sourced by local farmers and residents. Huh. You mean vegan food can be sourced locally too? Okay, now here's where I was shocked, because it turns out an American city did indeed sign the treaty. Well, sort of shocked. Los Angeles, Edinburgh, Norwich, Belfast, and several Canadian cities, amidst a total of 37 cities and regions around the world, have declared themselves part of the treaty. No surprise it's Los Angeles, which does feel like its own vegan bubble in many ways. But to the Canadian cities and all the UK and European cities, good for you. Something else for my overseas forks to get excited about. Just Egg is coming to the UK and EU. The #1 plant-based egg in America will soon be arriving in Europe amid growing demand for vegan alternatives on the continent. UK-based company Vegan Food Group has collaborated with San Francisco food tech brand Eat Just to secure exclusive European rights to its flagship product, Just Egg. Just Egg is a realistic egg alternative product made from mung beans. It's free from cholesterol and is typically sold in liquid form, allowing it to be poured directly into a pan and cooked like traditional eggs. Earlier this year, it was reported that Just Egg is becoming increasingly mainstream in the US due to rising prices of traditional eggs. Europe has a large plant-based market, so it's likely that Just Egg's arrival on the continent will see sales rise even further. Just Egg isn't my personal favorite because I find it very realistic, and I never really liked eggs to begin with. But I know this product fills a huge gap in the market, both for vegans who miss eggs, as well as non-vegans who are looking for a suitable alternative. So I think this expansion is very good news, and UK and EU forks, you'll have to let us know what you think. Speaking of Just Egg, over 50 New York City bodegas add plant-based eggs to breakfast sandwiches. Now, this story was from about a month ago, but I was so pleasantly surprised to see it that I just had to include it. Might not be news, but it's new-ish. For those who aren't aware, bodega breakfast sandwiches are about as powerful a New York City cultural touchstone as pizza slices, or rats in the subway, or rats in the subway carrying pizza slices. And they're traditionally, decidedly not vegan-friendly at all. Bodegas are introducing plant-based eggs for popular New York products like bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches in response to shortages and the high price of traditional eggs. More than 50 independent bodegas in NYC now offer plant-based eggs from California's Eat Just. The brand is collaborating with bodega owners and the New York City-based vegan deli chain Plantega for the scheme, titled the Bird Flu Bailout. All participating bodegas will have signs outside advertising the bird flu bailout. Customers who opt for plant-based egg in their orders will also receive $2 off Just Egg retail products, which are available nationwide to help offset the rising cost of eggs. This was obviously a really well-timed campaign for Just Egg, and I hope it's been successful. One bodega owner told ABC7 that when he first added vegan eggs to his menu 4 years ago, he sold approximately 2 sandwiches per day. Now he sells over 30. And our last story is another delicious forkful out of New York City. Ippudo V offers a plant-based version of the popular ramen shop. A ramen brand beloved worldwide has gone vegan. Ippudo, the Japanese ramen shop known for its rich broths and springy noodles, opened a completely plant-based version of its popular restaurants in Brooklyn. Located in Dumbo, which is a neighborhood in New York City, not the elephant from the Disney movie. He's not that big. Ippudo V offers vegan Japanese food inspired by its typical omnivore menu, plus some brand new veggie dishes. This is the chain's first foray into a completely plant-based menu. I just realized that in this video we've had multiple stories about American chains who don't have any vegan options in the US, offering tons of vegan options overseas, and now we have a story about an overseas chain that has never done a vegan menu before doing a fully vegan concept in the US. It doesn't make any sense, but I'll take it. Opening a completely vegan restaurant was a natural next step for us, as we've always strived to innovate while staying true to our origins, Rio Tejano, president and CEO of Ippudo, shared via email. Open for lunch and dinner, Ippudo V's extensive menu includes appetizers, think hummus with nori tempura chips and crispy vegetarian gyoza, vegan sushi rolls, sandwiches like tofu katsu, desserts like vegan chocolate mousse, and of course, ramen. I'll take one of everything. To drink, Ippudo V offers its sake collection by the glass, carafe, or bottle, plus an international wine list, cocktails, draft kombucha, teas, and plant-based lattes. Draft kombucha? Alright, that's it. We're going. I'm back. I'm a true professional, you see. We view plant-based options not as a constraint, but as an opportunity for innovation, where tradition meets creativity and health meets flavor, Yano shared. Opening a vegan restaurant reinforced our belief that plant-based dishes don't have to compromise on taste or indulgence. I don't want to speak for everyone, but this is music to my ears. So many people hear the word vegan and they automatically think sacrifice, tasteless, abandoning my cultural roots. And what Ippudo are doing with their new concept is disproving all of that. So it really feels like innovation, evolution, and what the world needs more of. Delicious vegan food, draft kombucha. On that note. And that's all of today's stories. What did you think of them? Let us know in the comments below and give a thumbs up if you enjoyed them. For more Forkable videos, make sure to subscribe, and for even more of your favorite Forkable news anchor, check out my Patreon, where I share exclusive content like podcasts and videos. There's even a free tier, and I've started sharing more on there, so check that out if you'd like. All paid members get access to our Discord community, where we chat about whatever the fork we want. A very special thank you to my fancy forks, Claudia, Dindinmasker, and Big Chungus 4526. Again, I'm Marielle for Forkable News. Thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast, and we'll see you again soon.